Okay, let's dive into one of the biggest technological shifts happening right now, and I mean across the entire planet: digital identity. This is a complete revolution in how we prove who we are, and believe me, it's arriving a lot faster than you might think.
Just imagine this for a second. Your passport, your driver's license, your entire wallet, all of it, living securely inside your phone. So what is this? Is it the ultimate convenience, a way to just breeze through life? Or is it the beginning of the ultimate form of control? That's the big question here.
But before we get into that, let's start with a number that really puts this whole thing in perspective: 1 billion. The World Bank estimates that 1 billion people on Earth have no legal way to prove who they are. They're basically invisible. They can't open a bank account, can't get government services, they're locked out of the economy. And that is one of the huge drivers behind this global push for digital ID.
So to really understand what's at stake, we got to be clear on the fundamentals. What even is a digital ID?
Well, at its heart, it's just a digital version of all the little claims that make you, well, you. And a claim is just a fact, right? Your name, your age, your address. A digital ID is simply a super secure way to present those facts online to prove you are who you say you are, whether you're logging into your bank or just trying to book a flight.
And the promise here? It's enormous. The supporters of this technology, they envision a world of total convenience, a world where that invisible billion can finally get access to essential services. And get this, they even argue it can make our privacy stronger by letting us share less data, not more, all while boosting the global economy. Honestly, it sounds almost too good to be true.
But here's the catch. To get all those amazing benefits, the design of the system is everything. The architecture, how it's actually built, is what decides whether this technology empowers you or exposes you. So let's take a look under the hood.
The World Bank breaks it down into 4 basic building blocks. First, you've got to capture a person's data. Next, you have to store that data somewhere safe. Third, you issue a credential. Think of it like an app on your phone that represents you. And finally, you use that credential to actually access services. Simple enough, right?
And here you can see that in a bit more detail. The data they capture is biographic, so your name, your date of birth, and often biometric, stuff like your fingerprint or a facial scan. That all gets stored in a database, and then you're given your credential. But this seemingly simple process leads us to the most important question of all.
And it really all comes down to this: where is that data stored and who holds the keys? In a centralized system, some big entity, the government, a company, holds all your data. Think of it like a landlord who has a master key to every single apartment. But in a decentralized system, you hold your own data. You have the only keys to your apartment. And that single difference, it changes absolutely everything.
Because this choice, centralized versus decentralized, it's not just some nerdy technical detail. It creates completely different worlds for citizens. It's truly a tale of two systems.
On the one hand, you've got a place like Estonia, which is pretty much the gold standard. Almost everyone there has a digital ID. All their government services are online. But here's the key. They built it on a decentralized data exchange. And the killer feature is something called a data tracker. Any citizen can log on and see exactly who looked at their data, when they did it, and why. That transparency has built an incredible amount of public trust.
But then, there's the other side of the coin, and this quote just captures that deep-seated fear perfectly. The fear that these systems, if they're designed the wrong way, could become the ultimate tool for monitoring and control.
And that is the core dilemma, isn't it? The exact same technology can be a key that locks down your privacy and makes you more secure, or it can be an all-seeing eye that enables constant surveillance. It is a true double-edged sword. And these risks are very, very real. Centralized databases create what hackers call honeypots, a single target for a massive data breach. I mean, we saw Singapore's SingPass accounts end up for sale on the dark web. We've seen vulnerable people, like the elderly in Nigeria, get locked out of essential services like their own cell phones. And in Brazil, researchers have warned about the massive risk of abusive processing of personal data. Your info being used for things you never, ever agreed to.
Okay, so with the stakes this high, a totally new model is starting to emerge. It's one that's designed to give us all the convenience without the control, by putting the power right back where it belongs, in your hands.
It's called self-sovereign identity, or SSI for short. And the main idea is actually really simple. It's a decentralized approach where you have direct control. You hold your credentials, your proof of who you are, in a digital wallet on your own device. And you don't need to ask permission from some big central authority every time you want to use them.
The upcoming EU Digital Identity Wallet is a perfect example of this in action. The way it works is both simple and powerful. An official issuer, like a government agency, sends a credential straight to your wallet. It's stored securely right there on your device. And from that point on, you, and only you, decide what to share and who you share it with.
And the real killer feature of this model is something called selective disclosure. So instead of handing over your entire driver's license just to prove you're old enough to buy a drink, your digital wallet can just generate a secure, cryptographic yes. You prove you're over 18 without revealing your name, your address, or even your actual birthday. This is data privacy in action, and honestly, it's a total game changer.
So it's pretty clear that digital identity isn't just one single thing. It's a technology that's putting all of us at a fork in the road, where we're staring down a truly double-edged future.
On one side, you have the promise, financial inclusion, incredible convenience, seamless services. And on the other side, the peril, mass surveillance, huge data breaches, and excluding people from society. And this right here is the key takeaway. The technology itself is neutral, but its design is not. The outcome, good or bad, depends entirely on the choices that we are all making right now.
Make no mistake, digital identity is coming, one way or another. So the choice we have to make isn't if it's going to be part of our lives, but how. Are we going to build systems that are transparent, that are decentralized, and that actually serve the citizens they're supposed to empower? Or are we going to build centralized structures of control? The choice is ours.